Good morning, OnlySams. I'm your host, Sam Lombardo. It is Monday, the 3rd of November. Thank you for joining us. Now, our top story of the night, the LA Lakers, they beat the Miami Heat 130 to 120. And LA's new big three of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Jake LaRavia, they all combined for over 80 points put together. Well done, guys. And also, hey, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, look out. There's a new white group ready to take over LA, and they're going to break the charts. And for our second story of the night, two teams with their unbeaten run comes to an end. The San Antonio Spurs and the Chicago Bulls. Let's focus on the Spurs first. They got beat handedly by the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker went off for 28 points, but also chipped in for 13 assists. Jesus, Devin, I know your team's horseshit, but you're doing a little bit of everything. Move over, Giannis. Devin Booker's another guy coming through as a one-man team, and he's a sight to watch. Well done, Devin. But also, Victor Wembanyama, well, he looks human. Victor only scored 9 points, and it's crazy to think his opposing centre was Mark Williams. Mark Williams, the guy that the Lakers vetoed a trade for when their only other centre was Jackson Hayes. Hey, Victor, for a guy as skillful and hopped as you, who doesn't even need a jump to dunk, you should be scoring 90 points against a guy like him, not 9. Step it up, mate. You're the alien, apparently. And the Chicago Bulls, their unbeaten run comes to an end as well. They've lost to the New York Knicks, who bounced back after their loss to the Bulls last week. Hey, Bulls fans, I don't know if this is just a speed bump or this is just the inevitable catching up with you guys. When your two best players are Josh Giddey and Nikola Vucevic, the fact that you guys have won 5 games in a row, well, that's a championship in itself. Well done, guys. Let's hang the banners up. And the Philadelphia 76ers, well, they get back into the winners column with a handy win over the Brooklyn Nets. Kelly Oubre Jr., the tsunami puppy, well, he went off at 29 points, proving he's not just in the league for looks. And Tyrese Maxey, well, he chipped in for 26 as well. But also Cam Thomas, he went off for 30 points, but this time had 1 assist. Well done, Cam. That's 1 more assist than you had last game. So, mate, it's an improvement. Anyway, Philly fans, well done. You guys look better without Joel. And in another compelling matchup, not really, the OKC Thunder, well, they continue their winning streak, taking down the New Orleans Pelicans. SGA, well, he scored 30 points, and he is just doing it every single night. But at the same time, the Pelicans, well, they've continued their winless streak. They are now 0-7, and it is embarrassing. Could you imagine in 2019 saying that in 2025, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just after getting traded, will he be an MVP and a champion? And Zion Williamson, just after getting drafted with the number 1 pick, well, he wouldn't have played in a playoff game? Crazy. Hey, also, Zion, just a quick thing. I remember you a couple of weeks ago at Media Day saying that you finally felt good and this is the best you've ever felt coming into the season. Mate, if this is you feeling good starting a season 0-7, well, I'd hate to see what feeling bad looks like. Pull your socks up, big fella. It's embarrassing. And those Charlotte Hornets, well, they beat the Utah Jazz. And it comes without LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. Miles Bridges steps up and scores 29 points. Could you imagine if that guy didn't become a wife-beating nutcase? He could have been an all-star by now. All right, Tim. Sorry, allegedly. Anyway, Miles Bridges, keep it going, bud. Ace Barley only scores 6 points for Utah off the bench. Hey, Ace, I'm sure Philly fans are really grateful you chose to not work out with them prior to the draft. Could you imagine if they chose you instead of BJ Edgecombe? It could have been another Markelle Fultz Tatum situation all over again. Probably a bit early for that, but yeah, you talked yourself up a lot, mate, and it hasn't really worked out so far. Step it up. And now for yesterday's games, the Golden State Warriors, will they blow a late lead against the Indiana Pacers? Not sure how they did this, but the Pacers, they were led by Aaron Nesmith, who scored 33. But also, Quinton Jackson scored 28. And no, not Quinton Rampage Jackson, former UFC light heavyweight champion and father to biracial kids all over the world. No, Quinton Jackson. Hey, McGregor, want to help us out here, bud?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Thanks, Connor. Stay away from that white powder and keep off those selfies. Anyway, Quinton, well done, mate. Not sure who you are, but you look really impressive. And Golden State, can I ask? You guys have now lost 2 games you should have won. I'm not sure what's more embarrassing, losing to the Bucks without Giannis and the Pacers without Halliburton, or Joel Embiid getting fined for a degeneration celebration at 31 years of age. Let's swing to that story. What a hard week and start to the season it's been for Joel Embiid. Well, first, he's been asked to come in and play on a minutes restriction when he'd rather be at home with his kids. And second, he then comes back to miss a game-winning shot against the Boston Celtics. And then when he does play, he's getting fined $50K for doing a bit of a celebration of a DX. I'm sure Triple H and Shawn Michaels would have loved that. Hey, Adam Silver, give the guy a break. He's only worth $50 million and done nothing in the league. But if he wants to do a DX chop, let the guy. He's had it tough. And guess who finally got back into the winner's circle? The Orlando Magic yesterday. They had a decent win over the Washington Wizards. P5 and Wagner, well, they stepped up to 28 and 25 respectively, and they really led the team. The same can't be said for their teammate Jalen Suggs, who tried a no-look free and embarrassed himself pretty badly. Hey, Jalen, you may have fixed your hairline in the off-season, but you haven't fixed that jumper of yours. Step it up, mate. Can you believe that 4 years ago, everybody was shocked when the Toronto Raptors chose Scotty Barnes over that guy? I like Jalen Suggs, but seriously, it's been underwhelming, mate. And anyway, another top pick from that 2021 draft who's underwhelmed, Davion Off-Night Mitchell. Well, he's been in the news this week, and for all the weird reasons. He's had a lot of the ball, let's just say, but not in the usage kind. Look at this. LaMelo Ball kicks the ball the other day, showing off a little bit of soccer skills. Good on you, LaMelo. Straight in Davion's face. Then, the next night, Luka Doncic tries a pass, hits him straight in the face. Hey, Davion, at least you're in the news, buddy. I know you're not going to be a brother, but any publicity is good publicity, right? And for everybody's favourite segment, OnlySams rants. Look, to be honest, I don't really have anything to rant about this week. I've given it to the Pelicans and Jar and Warriors. I don't really want to come across as a hater because really there's no need. But I'm sure next episode I'll be ripping into some cunts like no man's business. Be sure to stay around. This is Good Morning OnlySams, and that's a wrap. Hey, Tim, a fucking Rockets jersey with a gold suit? Step it up, cunt. My wardrobe needs to be better.